Aloha! Thank you for joining me. My name's Kathleen Herbst and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today we are going to make this beautiful card. It's really very simple to make and I just love it. I have just a little bit of housekeeping, I should say. Just to let you know, celebration is still going on. It ends on the 31st of March. But tomorrow we launch the new coordinating dies for celebration. So keep on the lookout on my website at alohapapergems.com and you'll see that come up. So just an FYI, we are using one of the stamp sets out of here and one of the die sets for the out of the new mini catalog. So 2020 mini catalog. And part of that mini catalog is this, if you sign up to be a demonstrator, part of that demonstrator package you'll get for free is this mini cutting board. So kind of cool, and a stack of the designer series papers that are in the catalog, all 6x6. So if you're interested, you get $99 or $125 worth of product for $99. And if you're a hobby demonstrator, it's really a good way to go because then you get a discount. Or if you just wanna, if you wanna make this a business for yourself, again, it's just a good way to go. I also wanted to just let you know about my stamping. What I use to clean my stamps, and that's the stamping chamois from Stampin' Up! And it comes all in this packet right here. This is the Simply Chamois, and it's a pretty big chamois, and there's two ways that I store it. I store it, if I have a larger stamp, I'll store it in here, and you can get these cases out of the catalog. And if I have a and then what I also do is I take these and I cut them in half, and then I store them in these little cases, this little case right here. And the cut in half ones look like this, and these are pretty pretty yucky looking. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a new one up, so just so that you can see what I use. And I will tell you that it's really useful to be able to do that. So let me just open up my and this is sealed because this chamois inside is damp. They do dry out, and it's okay if they do. You can always get them wet again. It's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mini trimmer out, and hopefully I think it will fit in here. I haven't tried it yet, so oh yeah, plenty of room up there. See how that lifts up so that you can do lots of paper in there. And this measures... It measures 5 by 7 inches. So I want to cut this at 3.5 inches so that I have an even cut. And I'm just going to cut it on this little mini trimmer. Yeah, this is actually the first time I've used the mini trimmer. So, and look how nicely that is cut, nice and even. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in my my container right here, and they fit perfectly in this container. So, and they stay damp, although they do dry out a little bit. They do, like I said, all you have to do is get them wet. So, and we're going to use this stamped image right here. So, and we're going to stamp it on crumb cake. So the other things we're going to use are out of the Stitch So Sweetly. All these, so that has these scallop stitch rectangulars, and we're going to use the two largest ones. And then for this, we're going to use these two. So I'm just going to get these out real quick so that we can have those. And I've got my Big Shot off to the side right now. And we're going to use the Stampin' Blend markers, and we're going to use Pink Pirouette, or it's probably called Petal Pink now, and Old Olive. So those are what we're going to use. So let's set this card aside, and this is what you're going to need. We've got the Parisian Beauty Designer Series paper, and this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch. We've got thick Whisper White cardstock right here that's already been folded and scored and folded. So this is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we scored it at the 4 1/4 mark. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna apply this piece of paper, our Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty? And look at the back side. Nice, yeah. I love this paper. It's so beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. So I'm just going to get some snail adhesive to apply it, and we'll open that up and just get that going. There we go. All right, and then this actually has a directional, and if you look at the back you can tell. So this is the direction that it's supposed to be. And then we're just gonna adhere it to my card face, and we're just gonna make sure that we have an 1/8 inch edging all around our mat. And I'm just rubbing it on to make sure it sticks. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And then I'm going to get out a scrap piece of crumb cake. And this is our crumb cake. And I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp our image, okay? And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This ink is the one you use in order to use the Stampin' Blends, because they are alcohol based markers. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp up that this stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and set it down just like this. I'll push right there. Let's see, perfect. This one up here, I think I'm going to try to redo this one more time. I just want to make sure that it has a good and I may use that image, but let me just give it one more go on the other side. Yeah, I do this sometimes when I'm not sure about my image. Oh, I like this one better. Can you see the difference? See that? Way better. See how that's real thick, and this is turned out way better. So that's why we have scrap pieces of paper, extra paper. So okay, I'm just gonna clean my stamp pad real quick with my Simple Chamois right here. Get that on nice and cleaned off. And I do this right away so that the ink doesn't dry on there, because these are such nice stamps, you know. We want to make sure that they're cleaned nicely, okay? All right, and all we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to do a little bit of coloring today. So I'm going to take the light Old Olive, and I'm going to go ahead and get the leaves colored first. And I like the way that this this turns out on my on this color cardstock. I think it's really, it looks so vintage to me, and I just love it. You got to get the little rose stuff right here, the little prongs, and then right here, and yeah, there we go. Okay, so I want some yellow. have my regular Stampin' Up! Markers, so I'm just going to grab, let's see, so, I don't want crushed curry. Let's try So Saffron. So, this is my regular Stampin' Up! Markers, so we're just going to try this and get that little yellow in here. And I know that it seems like, oh, you're not going to be able to see it, but you are. And you see these little dots here. This is like the pollen things that come out of the cherry blossom, and you really do want those yellow, you know, because that's just part of cherry blossoms, you know, the yellow against the pink. So I do like doing this. All right, there we go. And now we're done with that. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we want to take that large scalloped framelit, and we're just going to line things up. And yeah, you are going to cut off some of that image, but it's okay. Actually, you don't want the large one. You want the second to large one, because this is the large one is going to be your border. And that's what I want down. So I'm going to go ahead and run it through my Big Shot. So this is my my image, and then I want to get a scrap piece of Whisper White. All right. So, and then what we want to do is we want to center this onto your your image onto your white Whisper White cardstock, and you just want to adhere it with some snail adhesive or some glue, whatever works for you. And center it the best you can. There we go. And I'm gonna layer this just like this, just like my card here. If you notice my card right there. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out a scrap piece of Whisper White and stamp my greeting. And I'm also gonna get a scrap piece of the Designer Series paper to do my cut out my layer. There we go. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to take my greeting. So my image didn't, and I just like that simple statement, love. So my scrap paper wasn't big enough to cut this out. So I'm going to just grab a piece of my my 6x6 cardstock in the right color, and this should be, let's see, it's not Balmy Blue, it's Pool Party that we're trying to match up, which is this color right here. Pool Party right there. And we're going to go ahead and do the this polka dot, since that didn't come out. Okay, and there we go. All right, so we're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to get out my silicone mat, because I'm This is probably going to go over, and I'm just going to put some adhesive on this, just like this, and go ahead and adhere it to there we go, just like that. All right, set that aside. Now, oh, it looks like I was out of shot. I'm so sorry, everybody, if I'm out of shot. I don't mean to be. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. I'm not doing this is cotton thread, baker's twine, whisper white. I'm not going to do that one today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the new ribbon. What is the name? Metallic edge ribbon, and I believe this is supposed to be in petal pink. So, and it's brand new, so I've got to open it, and I'm not too good opening these, so there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make a really quick bow. And I'm doing this before I do anything else because I want to make sure that it looks right, and that when we go to put everything together, that it all looks right, you know. And I don't want the bow real big. So, okay, just like this. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim the ends. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to start layering my card, and I'm going to get out my dimensionals, and I'm going to put dimensionals on 4 corners up the side because this is really big. And then I'm going to do some center ones right there and right here. Okay. I didn't bring my take your pick tool in today, so I'm gotta fuss with these dimensionals. The little stickers on them. Just so much easier when you have your tools with you. But every time I do a live, I forget something. So. Okay, so I like that this is off kilter a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it off kilter again, just like this. All right. And then I'm going to take my my sentiment. And my sentiment I'm not gonna have off kilter. I'm just gonna have it just like this. And I'm just going to have it right here. So I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals on there. Just like this. And I know you think, oh, you did all that work coloring that and now you're covering it up, but it's okay. I might put it even down over here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to put it right here. Just like that. I'm going to take a glue dot for my bow. And I'm going to put my bow right here. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to get out some of these new rhinestones, and they are in, it's called Champagne Rhinestones. I think they're beautiful. I cut my package in half to fit in this. So, and And I don't have my take your pick tool with me, so I'm going to have to use my little tweezers here. And I just want my flowers to pop just a little bit more. So we're just putting these in the center of my cherry blossoms, just like that. All right, let's get everything off my desk, and there you go. All right, there is our card. And if you wanted to, you could put a sentiment inside. On this card, I put a sentiment that says always and forever. And I also stamped a little cherry blossom in the pool party color on the inside. So I'm not going to do that today because I took so long at the beginning of my video. So this is my original, and this is the one that I did for you today. I love them both. I think they're both beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a lot out of it, and I hope to see if you've made one of these cards. Thank you for joining me today. If you are interested in any of the products that I showcased today in this video, please go to my website, Aloha Paper Gems, and click on Shop Now, and you'll be able to go over to the Stampin' Up! Website and place an order. And again, I will have this instructions for this video as well as the inspiration sheet on my website, so that you will have all the directions and the product numbers of all the products that I used here today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a really nice afternoon. Mahalo.